Welcome back, Pokemon fans. Angel of the Night here. We are back again with a grand challenge, and this is battle number 17. Woohoo! We're actually getting further into this. So we're going to see our opponent lead off with a Pelipper and a Basculegion. I'm going to lead off here with a Zebstrika and my Maushold. Now, first off, you're going to see that the Pelipper does have Drizzle, so that automatically speaks Rain Dance team. Obviously, the Basculegion does have the Swift Swim ability. So that's going to be a bit of an issue here because I don't believe the Zebstrika is going to be able to outspeed the Basculegion. However, we are going to go in for the attack onto it, of course. The Basculegion is going to go in for the Terrestrialization, and of course, it's going to change its type into just pure water. Now, normally Basculegion is a ghost water type. Now it's just completely dropped the ghost typing and just pure water. So we're going to see a Wave Crash coming in from the Basculegion. Of course, it is under the rain, so Swift Swim is into play. And unfortunately for us, that is going to be able to pick up a one-hit KO off onto the Zebstrika. Very unfortunate because as we are in rain, if we did bring Tauros with us, that is going to be an issue for us later on. We are going to use the Maushold. We're going to go for the Population Bomb, and that is going to be able to do up some major damage onto the Pelipper here. Thankfully, it did not have Rocky Helmet. If it did, that could have been a big disaster. But we do end up picking up the KO off onto the Pelipper by hitting it 7 times, and that is pretty fantastic for us. Now, as you can see, we do have Tauros here on our team. We do have to kind of wait until the rain is gone for it to be able to do any kind of crazy fire damage. We're going to come in with our Amoonguss, and they're going to come in with our Caludon, I think its name is. Honestly, I can't ever really remember a lot of the newer Pokemon's names. It takes me a few moments to actually figure that out. There's the Rage Powder, of course, that's going to redirect all of the attacks into the Amoonguss. And of course, here is the Wave Crash coming in from the Basculegion there once again. That is going to be able to get a direct hit, taking us down to 38 HP. And of course, there's some recoil damage going on to the Basculegion. Now, thankfully for us, we do have our Citrus Berry that is going to regain some health back to the Amoonguss. And of course, here's the Population Bomb going into the Basculegion, and we are going to be able to pick up the KO off onto that big, scary fish-like monster. Alright, Basculegion down. Thankfully, that is not a problem. We are going to have to take a look into the Arcaludon, though, because obviously Arcaludon, every time you do a physical-type move to it, its defenses skyrocket, plus as well under rain. Its Electro Shot is going to be a big issue because it's going to be able to boost up its special attack. Now, of course, that is aimed directly into the Amoonguss. I'm really glad that I did not go for Terra Water here. We live to about 29 HP. Now, our opponent is going to then bring in a Kingambit, and honestly, Kingambit is definitely a threatening Pokemon. I have never seen a Kingambit that wasn't a problem. Okay, so we are going to lock into a move there with the Amoonguss. We're going to go for the Population Bomb into the Kingambit. And as you guys can see, not really doing a whole lot of damage. I think it's only about like 10 PP, or, oh my god, 10 damage. Or could be like 20 damage at a time, but it does hit multiple times in a row. I think it can go up to about 10. We actually end up getting the maximum onto the Kingambit. Here's the Body Press. Thankfully, we survive. Again, I'm not really sure how I survived that. Body Press should have just completely annihilated this Maushold. They've gone for the Swords Dance with the Kingambit. We get the Spore off onto the Arcaludon, of course, and Arcaludon is now asleep. And we also have the Clear Smog. Now, we could go for Clear Smog or we go for the Redirect. I think our best option is go for the Redirect and continue to go for the Population Bomb. So, the thought did cross my mind for the Clear Smog to get rid of the Swords Dance boost onto the Kingambit, but obviously not really a problem here. We ended up going in for the Population Bomb here again, and of course, as you can see, we're kind of hoping to be able to pick up a KO. Or even just a max at 10 would be even great. Population Bomb is doing very well. Now, the Kingambit, of course, normally doesn't have like a Rocky Helmet, so I figured this was probably a safe play. Still fast asleep. The Arcaludon cannot attack. Obviously, it got put to sleep that turn. It can approximately be 2 to 5 turns, if I'm not mistaken, for sleep. I could be mistaken. If I am, post your comments down below. So we lock in for the attacks here once again. And it looks like the Kingambit has decided to go for the Protect here, so that way it can't get taken out. We end up going for the Rage Powder here, of course redirecting all moves into the Amoonguss. And of course we still have Maushold here trying to get that Population Bomb off onto the Kingambit. Now obviously it has protected, so it can't receive any kind of damage this turn. Our Caledon is still asleep, of course, not being able to make any kind of a move here. Sometimes I've seen them have maybe a Sleep Talk. I feel like Sleep Talk is a thing with rest users, but obviously this one here is not a rest user. It would have been cool if it did have it though. Be able to pick up an attack. I feel like a lot of people are going to probably try to status those Arcaladon. Arcaladon is just a wild Pokemon. It's just wild. All the boosts that it can get. I mean, why not have Arcaladon onto the team? Plus, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a dragon, is it not? Dragon's obviously one of my favorite typings, but I'm not really a big fan of it. I find it's just too slow for me. But we're going to go for the Rage Powder here again. We're going to redirect everything. And of course, here's the Population Bomb going into the Kingambit. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Ha! That's 4. Being able to pick up the KO off onto the Kingambit, and down it goes. Now, luckily for us, we actually managed to turn this around. This was not looking very good with the whole Basque Legion situation and the Swift Swim, and I'm really glad that we actually managed to get it down to 1 Pokemon remaining. Now, of course, we do have Maushold, we do have the Amoonguss, and of course, we have Tauros in the background. So, pretty much at this point, what can we really do to this thing? Pretty much the Amoonguss, I'm going to have to go for the Rage Powder. I'm going to go for the Tidy Up. I'm going to try to boost up some stats onto this Maushold, so that way we might be able to pick up some more damage. So here we go with the Redirect, here we go with the Tidy Up. And of course, that should be able to boost up our attack stat, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe it boosts up our speed as well. And of course, our Caledon has woken up. And here it goes with a Flash Cannon. That's going to actually be redirected into the Amoonguss, picking up the KO onto the Amoonguss. Now, of course, we do have Tauros. Tauros should be able to come into the field here, and we should be able to get an Intimidate off, if I'm not mistaken, lowering the attack stat of the Arcaladon. So it's not going to be able to do as much in physical, but I mean, if it does go for a special type move, I mean, it's not really going to do anything here. We're going to go for the close combat into the Arcaladon, and of course, pretty much at this point, I'm going to go, I believe, into Population, but it looks like we're going to go for the Tidy Up here again as well. I don't think they're really worried about the Maushold. They're probably going to end up targeting the Tauros, but we'll see here in just a moment. Of course, we boosted up our attack and our speed here again. There's the close combat. That actually does quite a bit of damage into that Arcaladon. And of course, our defense has fallen in defense and special defense, boosting up the stamina, the defense of the Arcaladon. Here's the Draco Meteor. Special damage coming into play. And of course, the special attack is harshly dropped on the Arcaladon side. Tauros just getting one-shotted there. Obviously, there was no point in it being able to survive that. We do have the Population Bomb. I'm feeling pretty positive that we're going to be able to pick up the KO here, but we're going to lock into the Population Bomb here. As you guys can see, I'm trying to calculate this in my mind. Is this really worth it? But it really is, guys. Here's the Population Bomb. That's 1 boost. Population Bomb 2, another boost. Population Bomb 3, another boost. This is getting scary. 4, 5. Oh, it's still boosting. It's still boosting. Number 6 is getting close. Number 7, number 8, and down it goes. So that's the match. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Take care. Have a good one, and I'll catch you guys in the next upload. Peace out.